Hello, Dick. Great to see you
Dave,
again.
good seeing you.
Wow, this is gonna be a really difficult subject, but I know it's just in a lot of people's mind, especially in these days, difficult days. What do you think about suicidal situation?
Hmm. Interesting question. It was this that actually brought me to faith in Jesus. When I was 24 years old, my life was completely a wreck. I had no friends. I had no family. My parents had divorced and moved to the other side of the country, whatever. So I had nothing. I was without hope and without God, which is actually a biblical verse. And one of the football coaches I'd heard talk to one of the football players about Jesus. I was actually seriously considering suicide, but I figured I can commit suicide anytime. So why not talk to this guy about Jesus first? He'd never
Mm,
talked to me about Jesus. I was not a nice guy. I I smelled. I never washed my clothes. I slept on a bed with no sheets. I swore like a truck driver. I was not a nice guy. So he never talked to me. But I overheard him talk to this football player about Jesus. So I went to him and asked him about it. And he said, "Oh, come over and you could talk to my wife because she's been a believer for a long time." So I went over, and that night they explained to me the way of Jesus. And I figured, well, I can commit suicide anytime. I might as well try this Jesus thing because he was really a happy guy, a hardworking guy, whatever. And it's like, well, I would have liked that life.
mm,
So I figured, well, I'll try Jesus. And if it doesn't work after 30 days, I'm a scientist. So I'm going to do a 30-day experiment. If it doesn't work, then I'll kill myself. And his thing was, okay, read the Gospels, read the stories about Jesus, focus on Jesus, and pray. And it's like, well, what does it mean to pray? Just open your heart to God.
mm.
Like, okay, I could do that. So 30 days, I didn't talk to him at all. 30 days, I read the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And it was like, wow. I mean, I just could not believe it. No wonder my life stinks. I broke all the rules. Love your enemies, do good to those that spitefully use you, bless those who curse you. I hadn't talked to my parents in years. I was
Mm.
full of anger and bitterness and whatever. It's like, well, I guess the diagnosis is right. I'm definitely already dead, spiritually and relationally. So that opened the door. So I went up to him probably 2 weeks later. I didn't do the full 30 days. And so I went up to him and said, "Hey, Hank, we talked about, a couple of weeks ago." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, I believe." And I think he just got passed out because I probably used the F word a few times and whatever about believing, I was a very nice guy. He goes, "Okay, well, you got to come over and meet my wife because she's been a Christian a long time, and I've only just kind of begun the road." So it's like, okay, and that started my journey.
Wow.
They introduced me to a spiritual father, a guy who's my dad's age, who was also discipling Hank, just like I discipled you. It's like older discipling younger, and it's like he entered into my life and really, really, was very, very helpful.
So if I go deeper, if I may, is suicidal a mental issue or a heart issue?
I think it's both. Our heart and our brains aren't completely separated; they're connected. The heart is the emotional part of our. It's very interesting because women are more right-brained, which is heart, emotion stuff. Men are more left-brained, logic, reason, whatever. Well, in reality, we're both. That doesn't mean we're equally both. I'm definitely more the logic and reason, whatever. But committing suicide is not necessarily logical. Okay, so it's like sometimes you go beyond reason. So yeah, so it's a matter of getting in there. For me, it was definitely an intellectual journey, but one that affected my heart.
Mm,
Okay, God looks on the heart. Man looks on the outer appearance. God looks on the heart. My heart was rotten and dark, and all I had to do is read the Gospels, and there's Jesus blessing those who are cursing him, hanging on a cross, saying, "For Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing." And it's like I just can't imagine myself ever doing that. And of course, I couldn't without the Holy Spirit. And that's where my spiritual father, my spiritual big brother, really helped me along the way.
wow. Well, thank you. I hope this video will help people that are going through very difficult times and dark times that they'll find hope, like you said. Thank you.
You're welcome. So what'd you think?